Hey, Pete Stagey here from B2B Clarity. Last video I talked about the differences between B2B marketing and B2C marketing, and there are a lot of them. But B2B marketers can actually gain something from taking a look at what their B2C marketing comrades are doing. They can up their game and differentiate themselves, and that's what I want to talk about today. First, a quick review of last time. Two main differences between B2C and B2B marketing. One is the buyer. So B2C, it's that consumer, tends to be one person. For B2B, it usually is a team of people, and that team has to come together to make the purchase decision. The second difference is how the decision is made. For consumers, it tends to be more emotionally driven. For businesses, it tends to be more rationally driven with more data involved. So these two basic differences actually create a lot of challenges for B2B marketers. For selling to teams, you end up having to create essentially a funnel for each different player in the buying team, which is it tends to be very complex, right? You end up with a lot of effort and it can be really confusing. For the rational decision process, that creates a challenge because often there's an overemphasis on creating the data and the facts and the intellectual reasoning around why your product is the best. And what can be lost in the shuffle is excitement and passion, right? So you end up lowering the engagement level of your audience and getting lost in the noise. So can B2C marketers help us with these two? Yeah, they can. They don't have these two issues the same way. So what are they doing that B2B marketers can kind of learn from? For selling to teams, the key thing is to simplify. And there are three ways to do that. One, unify your funnel. Yes, you need to reach each of these individual people in the buyer's funnel, but you need to start by looking at the bigger picture and what you're trying to accomplish and the role that each of these people play. You need one story that may have several chapters or versions for each of your audiences, but at the end of the day, you need to view that whole sales and marketing process and the customer journey as a single entity. That will simplify your efforts. It may simplify your marketing platform, your technology as well. The second thing you can do to simplify the B2B process is identify that single decision owner on that team of buyers. It's really easy to get lost in the numbers and peanut butter spread your efforts across a half dozen people on a buying team, when that one person in reality follows the 80-20 rule and is really going to make the difference for you. Most of your effort needs to be focused there. And the third way to simplify is to shorten your win cycle. What I mean by that is with a sales cycle that can be over a year long, it's easy to get lost in that and not see the progress, and people get defocused and distracted. So what you need to do is create intermediate milestones that have specific measurable results and timing identified with them, so your team can focus and rally around these intermediate steps that drive to the end decision. For the rational decision process problem, essentially you need to put emotion into your sales message. At their core, your business buyers are people too, and they have the same emotional process going on, even if it's for a business outcome. As a matter of fact, there are studies that show that every decision is made subconsciously first with emotion, and then it's justified rationally, consciously with logic. So it's really important to reach inside and affect how they think about things and not just appeal to their brain. Three ways you can do that. One is make sure that you have meaning driving your message, not just facts and figures. Logic without purpose for your audience is almost a waste of time. Secondly, you need to talk about your customer and not about yourself. It's common for B2B businesses to have an inside-out message where they talk about how great they are, what a great partner they'd be, all for good motives. But the customer really needs to hear about them and how their story will improve with your help. And then third, you can inject emotion by, when you talk about your offering, by talking about how it helps them, not just what it does. Again, if you lead with your features and your functions, they're going to miss the value to them and feel that feeling of drive. So B2B marketers, see huge opportunity for you in this. Most of your competitors are not thinking about it this way. And if you can learn, spend a little bit of effort to learn from B2C and make some changes to adapt back to the things they do so well, you will have a simpler and more effective marketing process, and you will stand out with your audience.